Hi everyone and welcome to today's morning report on Friday the 16th of October with me, Rich Perrin, market analyst at Antec Markets. The European trading session's got off to a pretty decent start actually, about 0.5% higher on both FTSE, DAX and CAC. That's following on from decent moves on Asia and also Wall Street. We had yesterday the CPI data for the States that came out better than expected actually, and that provided the dollar with some support after a fairly long run of weakness. Actually, this is the trade-weighted dollar. We've actually had a bit of a bounce, but it still doesn't really do a great deal in terms of turning around the overall sentiment. It's still in this trending lower phase. You can see that across also the Treasury yields as well. This is the 10-year. Still that rebound, not really doing a great deal, is it? So I'm just sort of wondering at the moment whether this is going to do a great deal to the overall dollar outlook, which seems to be continued correction at the moment. Pretty much all the data has been negative for the US recently, and I think that is playing out through the dollar. So these moves in these forex markets, I think, could well be sort of reflecting that. So what have we got to look forward to today? Well, we've got the Eurozone CPI at 10 o'clock. That's forecast to come in that's the final reading actually. This is the final reading for last month, which was plus 0.1, and it's actually meant to be the same as the flash reading of minus 0.1%, so it's not likely to do a great deal to support the euro. And then into the afternoon we've got the this is the core data, again forecast to come in at 0.9%. Then into the afternoon we've got the US industrial production, forecast to come in at negative 0.2, so again not a great reading there for the States. Another bit of data that's unlikely to be that supportive, and also the capacity utilization is again expected to fall away, 77.4. And finally, we've got the Michigan sentiment. It's actually expected to improve slightly to 89.0 from a revised figure of 87.2. That was revised from the 87.5 flash reading that we had last time out. But certainly the data generally out of the States is not all that positive. So it remains to be seen whether that's going to put pressure once again on the dollar. So that takes me to my chart of the day, which is Euro Yen. Now we've had Euro Yen. I've talked about it several times in the past few months, and look how often it trades in this range, sort of 133 towards 137. That seems to certainly be the case here on this chart. It sort of trades within this band. Had a couple of pokes above it, but generally speaking, it is rather range bound. And once again, what we've seen in the last week or so is a move back towards the highs of that band and then failure again. Yesterday we had a bearish engulfing pattern on the candlesticks, which is a negative near-term pattern, and certainly that's sort of changed the sentiment. Once again, you've got a crossover sell signal on the stochastics, RSI falling away as well. So what I'd be doing is looking to use this as a chance to sell this little bounce that we've had today. We're back into a resistance band now, sort of 130, sort of 135.60 up towards 136 is that resistance band, these old highs towards those lows there. So it's a pretty decent selling area again, and I think that already we've seen this started to fall away again. So I think that this little bounce that we've had today is a chance to sell. It sort of unwound some of the oversold momentum near term on the hourly indicators. Stochastics rolling over again, MACD lines sort of moving back towards neutral, but I think that's a chance to sell. I think I'd expect a retest of the lows again, 34.75 initially, 34.35 is 34.35 is low on the 6th of October, but ultimately I think it's going to likely move back towards the range lows again. But certainly it looks like it is in correction mode now. So I wish you good luck in your trading on Euro Yen, and I'll speak to you later. Thank you.